I don't know about you, but I really enjoy Disneyland. And one of the things I love about the place are the attractions. But there are some attractions that I wish could return. So here's my list of the top 5 Disneyland attractions that should return. In the number 5 spot, we have Monsanto's House of the Future. Now, I know they kind of brought it back in Innovations, but now that's gone. Now, I don't want the original because, well, it's outdated now, but I want the same idea. I think this will give Tomorrowland a more futuristic vibe. It's way better than that Tinkerbell thing. But maybe one day, the House of Future can make its return to Tomorrowland. At number 4, we have the Country Bear Jamboree. Now this one's extremely popular. Right next to where the ride was is a restaurant called the Hungry Bear. And that restaurant is themed around the Country Bears. And they still sell merchandise of the Country Bears. And there are a lot of nods. For example, 3 of the original animatronics are still in the show building. And if you go to the Winnie the Pooh gift shop, you'll see a bunch of portraits of the Country Bears. And it's doing really well in Florida, so why not bring it back here?
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
At number 3, we have the Carousel of Progress. Now, this attraction was unavoidable on this list. This is a Disney classic. What's even cooler, Walt Disney himself created this attraction. It was transformed into America's themes with then Innovations, and today, Star Wars Launch Bay. Today's Star Wars Launch Bay is pretty much a miniature museum with a couple of meet and greets, with the upstairs blocked off. And like the Country Bears, it's very successful in Florida, so why not bring it back? If you watch my older videos, you should know I did a lot of videos on this topic. The reason for this was how iconic it was, and I enjoyed showing you guys remains of the ride. Fantasyland Station stood there abandoned for 20 years, and every time I was in the park, I had to go see it. But recently, for Star Wars Land, the Skyway building was sadly demolished, and the only ride you could really bring back is the Skyway, as it's such a little space. You can't really put a dark ride or a roller coaster there. Pretty much the only attraction that could fit in that space is the Skyway. In number 1, we have the Disneyland People Mover. Now, this one wasn't really a surprise. Arguably, the People Mover is the most famous abandoned Disneyland attraction. The People Mover is pretty much a ride where you pretty much looked through every single attraction in Tomorrowland. But when they tried to revamp the People Mover into the Rocket Rods, the track was damaged and some parts even shattered. But ever since the Rocket Rods closed, fans have been waiting for the People Mover to return. But maybe one day when they revamp Tomorrowland again, the People Mover will make its return.